We've had the Alabar Breeders' Challenge Finals, Rising Stars, so this CEO's vlog is a bumper edition. John, thank you for joining us like always. The Rising Stars, the Nicholas de Boer Memorial this year was a fantastic series.
It was a great series. I repeat myself, but it was only right that we honoured the memory of young Nick. It was beautiful that his family could all be involved. The family followed some of those heats around the state, and I thank all the clubs and the trainers and the owners that supplied their horses for the series. But most of all, I thank the team, the Rising Stars that competed, because they were superb. Not an issue with any of them. They enjoyed the day, and my personal gratitude out of it was the fact that they all wanted to shake board members' hands. Congratulated you as one of the chaperones, of course. Barry, not sure about Barry, but still, that's what they did. But it was a great series, Amanda. I jest a little bit, but and it was fitting to remember young Nick like that. Yes,
it was close results, and they were fighting towards the end between Cameron Hart and Maddie Young, and then Maddie Young took out the series.
Yeah, she took out the series, but like everyone else, I watched all those races, and the competitiveness in tactically getting enough points to come up that ladder and be there at the finish, and right down to the very last race, anything could have happened. Cameron Hart went into the last race, 5 points clear, I think. Maddie Young came out of the last race there at Menangle, the winner of the championship, and a worthy winner. So it was really, really something that has built over the years and will continue to build.
Yeah, competitive on the track and off the track as well. I went go-karting with them, and they're very competitive, and they're go-karting as well.
Yeah, well, Barry's driving. I don't know how that came into the go-karting, but yes, well, it was something to behold.
Yes, it was. So now we look forward to next year's.
Yeah, next year it'll be fantastic. And next year there'll be new Rising Stars, of course. New Rising Stars coming through. Cameron, I believe, he'll be out of the series because he's just a winner. He keeps on driving the winners very well, so he won't qualify. Maddie, of course, comes back as defending champion, and she's got many more wins in front of her. So have the others.
Yeah, well, from a rising star to a lethal star, young Jack Callaghan drove his first winner at Newcastle last Saturday night.
Very proud moment for his mum and dad. His dad, Mark, could have not beaten him in that first drive in a race, but yeah, Jack came through well and truly on Lethal Star. He and his brothers, wonderful boys, and that just shows what a great future harness racing has. Jack will have many more wins, and he's scored his first win at the right time, so if he keeps progressing along, he could well be in the Rising Stars Championship next year.
All right, watch that space. So the last 2 weeks we've been out of this office on track, and we're back in the studio today. But John, last Sunday, the Alabar Breeders' Challenge Finals, what a meeting.
Oh, great meeting. It is every year, but every year it gets better. Terrific crowd. That's the best crowd we've had there for the last 2 or 3 years, and it's easy to say the weather might have been perfect, but the weather was pretty good the year before, but it just had an atmosphere to it. The connections of the horses, some of the feedback we've received about the hospitality we offered breeders and owners, that's a reward in itself. But yeah, the winners were fantastic. Which was the best winner? Well, everyone has their own special winner. I think for me, and if I can pick one out, Elia in the last, Dennis Picker and the owners there, that's what it's all about. That's the dream. Breeding a horse, getting it through to the Breeders' Challenge Finals and being victorious. But the other winners, there's some exciting times there. And if we move a little bit away from the Breeders' Challenge, Cruz Bromack, what a performance. And I'm not talking about the performance in the race, I'm probably talking about the performance of the owner, Danny, and the masterful trainer, Kevin. I think Danny, he's a Greek, but he's an Australian, so the weightlifting championships of the Commonwealth he could well go into, and we might even have a little bit of that vision that the people can see on the blog today. But the people on course, they were amazed about how he picked Kevin up and above his head.
Yeah, it must be the adrenaline of winning that big race with Cruz Bromack. He picked Kevin up and spun him around on his shoulders.
Yeah. And he was very excited. Victorian based, but winning races in New South Wales. We'll have owners and horses from anywhere. But the other winners on the day, like Hard Hitter, John Anderson. It was great to see John Anderson's horse win. Miss Halfpenny, Gavin Fitzpatrick, was his birthday. He didn't say how old, but it was his 1500th winner. Ignatius, he's just a star of the future. The Good Time Heaven people, the Train Travellers, one of the owners there has actually seen the horse win, the filly win, all of her races here in New South Wales, and generally travels by train from Melbourne to Sydney, and from Sydney even to Penrith, so that was great. And Let It Ride, he was a Miracle Mile winner last year, not a winner, sorry, competitor as a reserve this season, but he's a great horse as well. So the future of the New South Wales Breeders' Challenge is assured, and the quality of those horses is absolutely assured.
Yeah, when 2-year-olds go 151 and they break 150 in those races, it certainly stamps a strong future. So now we've finished with the Alabar Breeders' Challenge finals for 2018. So now we move on to the Blue finals, which will be held at Menangle on July 14.
Yeah, this is only basically a new series, three years old. It rewards those people who breed to New South Wales-based stallions from their New South Wales-based mares. So it's in its infancy, but $50,000 finals, 4 of those finals at Menangle. It'll be a great night of racing again, and I encourage anyone that likes to see these sort of horses race, they should be at Menangle. You can watch it on television, but the atmosphere at the track's much better.
And are we noticing the horses that are eligible for this series growing?
We certainly are. The numbers have come strong. As I said, it's only the third year. Fourth year of this, it's becoming stronger and stronger all the time. And New South Wales bred is there's rewards there. We've got plenty of bonuses available, and these particular horses in the future will also be eligible for another $3,000 bonus. So if you're breeding this year, yes, breed to who you wish to, if they're a New South Wales Breeders' Challenge eligible stallion, but if you breed to stallions based here in New South Wales, there are greater rewards to be won, the Blue Series being one, the other being a $3,000 additional bonus.
Yeah, well, it doesn't end there with the Blue Series. We also have the Breeders' Challenge regional finals at Bathurst at the end of this month. I think July 29, is that the date?
Yeah, and it's grown also.
Yeah.
We'll have semi-finals of the 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds on the Wednesday before. So all horses, now there are some horses not eligible here. The horses that take the big money out of the main finals, well, they've had their chance. So these are for the other horses and the Blue finals, but these horses are just as competitive, and there's good money on offer. A series of $30,000 Group 3 finals will make that a great day on the Sunday.
Well, the day prior is the industry conference at Bathurst.
Yeah, a great opportunity there, and I encourage everybody to attend. You can go onto the website and register, of course, for that conference, all free of charge. But what it is about is allowing all stakeholders an opportunity to hear a little bit about the present, but go towards what the future is. Put your ideas forward. Nobody has all the ideas, but a lot of good ideas joined together can make a great idea. And if you really want New South Wales to be strong, come along and participate. No use throwing stones. Go in there and start building with bricks.
Okay. Well, what are some of the topics that we'll be looking at?
Well, how it's formed this year, the Owners Association, the Breeders Association, the Clubs Association and the UHRA, who represent all the licensees, will make presentations to groups of the stakeholders, and we'll build on those. They'll see what they're currently doing, and they'll see where they see the future to be. So, as I said, we'll put all this together, and we'll have a very strong future here in New South Wales.
There's been some great new initiatives announced here in New South Wales, and Rod Smith and his board here at Harness Racing New South Wales have put a really strong focus on mares races for this season, as well as the reward series. But let's kick off with the mares races, particularly in the metropolitan area. They're kicking off this week.
Yeah, they are, and there's always been a want to create more races for mares. A lot of different strategies have been put in place. This is another one. It's a great initiative, and it's all additional. So what we've got at in conjunction with Club Menangle at Tabcorp Park Menangle, if sufficient mares are nominated and we can get seconds and third races, Harness Racing New South Wales will actually fund those races, and they will be additional to the program. It started off brilliantly. This is the first week of it. Mm-hmm. And on Saturday night we have a $14,000 mares race, which is new to the funding model. So it's not taken from somewhere else, it's brand new. And what we've already got in place is a mares guarantee race at all other tracks, on rotation of course, and at our very first shot at this, Bathurst has a mares race tonight. So it's about giving more opportunities to mares. So it is working straight off, and we hope it really keeps going forward, because if we extrapolate that out, it could be valued at around $500,000 for the year, just for mares races and additional to the standard program.
Yeah, all right, very good. And let's talk about the reward series. That's kicking off as well.
Yes, it is. It's had tentative steps in the first couple of regions, but however, we've taken the big step, and Albury will conduct 2 heats of the reward series. I'll repeat myself. This is about the lower level entry horses. They're Australian-bred horses that have had 5 starts, no wins, and they can come into this series. $4,500 prize money for the heats, so they don't take an assessment in that respect, a CO assessment, and of course it's a $10,000 final. So if you have the perfect horse, that's the horse that wins the heat, wins the final, is eligible for a New South Wales Breeders' Challenge, the owner walks away, if he's also the breeder, with $14,000. As I said, lower level entry horses, but it's a nice return on whatever the investment is, and where we see it going is then reinvestment into the sport and the intangible of the win.
Exactly right. All right, John, look, on a sad note, we had the passing of Brian Cunningham.
Yeah, Brian Cunningham, a stalwart of the industry, and we have so many of them, and it's unfortunate that he's passed away, but his wife Vivian and the family, our condolences. He was former president of the Parks Harness Racing Club, former president of the Western Districts Harness Racing Association, an owner of many, many horses. Steve Maguire and Sonny Maguire were his trainers predominantly in the past, and of course his family, Malcolm for one, and Graham and the others, Cliffy. All wonderful harness racing people, but the passing of Brian Cunningham leaves sadness in the Parks District, but across the harness racing industry. So on behalf of the board and management and all the fraternity in harness racing, our condolences to Brian's family and friends.
Okay, John, look, it's been a mammoth edition of the CEO's blog. Do you have anything else to add for this?
Only it's nice to be back here, because it was a bit chilly out there at Menangle those last 2 nights during the Breeders' Challenge. But as I say, racing keeps going on in New South Wales. We have many meetings this week, and we're looking forward to a very strong financial year right across the board. Increased opportunities, and anything we can do at HRNSW with the support of our stakeholders, we will do going forward.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Amanda.